Hello, hello. Welcome to another A&B Lawn Care mowing video. Look, Adam, he's trying to figure out how to get the weed eater out of here for the first time. Got to kind of lift up on it because the guard gets hung in there. That's what I figured out. And then you pull that one out. Yeah, it's very, this is a very, very good rat carrier. It keeps the weed eaters very, very secure. Just kind of loosened up a little bit, but in the beginning it was super tight. Like you had to pull it, to get it to open up there. But the more secure the better. You don't want it to be loose where your stuff could just fall around or whatever. But we have Adam with us today. Like, this is actually not morning. This is pretty good into the afternoon now at this point. We've actually already mowed. We've mowed 3 yards. We've done one other job. Harley cut down a good bit of like cedar trees. I'll insert a little short clip of that right here. But yeah, that was super awesome. And then we're gonna plant these 2 trees, but we're not planting that here. We're planting that just down the road, a little piece at our other yard. So these are the last 2 for the day. The reason why we didn't film the first 3 is because those are ones that you guys have already seen in a video. Hopefully, because we're not for sure if we've lost all the footage, or not all the footage, but the GoPro footage from those videos or not. So hopefully we are able to get that footage and you will have seen the full video of those yards. But yeah, so we figured we'd just start it off because these 2 yards here, this is the first mow of the year of these 2 yards. These are the final 2 yards of the season that are, the last ones that we're going to start. So yeah, they're going to be a little bit thick, and this first one here is what we call the cabin. And as you can see, it's a cabin on the hill. But there's a good bit of weed eating here. If you've been here from last year, then you already know. But this is our biggest property as far as weed eating goes. There is a lot of weed eating, and it's all on steep banks all the way around. This is an absolute gorgeous property. But as far as maintaining, this is probably the hardest property that we have. So yeah, so we're gonna get started on that. We already got Adam. He's gonna do a little bit of weed eating while we do the mowing part that we have. Like Harley, he mows all the way down. There's a creek that runs the front of this property, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then the one little flat yard here on this side, and then this little flat piece over here is all that they have a flat yard. So Harley mows that side and all down the creek. I mow this side, and then there's a little bit up on the top to mow, so I'll mow that, and then I'll take off weed eating with Adam until Harley finishes up, and then he'll take the weed eater from Adam, just so we can get this going a little bit quicker, because it is getting a little bit into the afternoon, which has turned out to be a beautiful day, guys. It rained on us the first yard this morning, and then it was kind of cool and cloudy, but it's gotten sunnier and sunnier as we went on, and we are full sun.
Beautiful.
Actually, just went in the shade right now as I said that. But it's been very sunny for the past little while. So yeah, so we're gonna get GoPro strapped up. Harley already has one on, and yeah, so we're gonna try to get some good footage for you guys. So all right, come on, let's go mow. hopefully I got a good angle on this. And you can see what I mean from this angle. And this front yard is not accessible with our mower. So we have to weed eat it. Which was worse in the beginning, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But kind of like all this, you know, the front main bank. And we do not weed eat every single bit down through there. You know, we knock the creek down when it starts getting tall, you know, because we want the family to be able to access the creek and enjoy that. But there are some places that we just let go natural. You know, we try to focus on the banks around up here, you know, the main focal points of the home. Okay guys, I'm done mowing, I'm about to start weed eating. Got my GoPro strapped up. It always does like weird stuff with my hair, I'm sorry. But I ain't gonna lie, this is not the most comfortable. Like, because it has to be tight enough to where it's very secure, but in order for it to be that tight, it has to be uncomfortable. So it's just one of those things. It's what you gotta do to get footage, right? It's okay though. But yeah, I was just saying, this is, you know, right now it's not even grown in as much, thankfully, because over there where it's bare, it's usually pretty thick like it is right here too. So it won't be as bad today. I just mostly gonna focus here, you know, in these front banks right here. So, all right guys, come on, we gotta do it. Let's go, come on, let's weed eat this bank. Okay guys, that is it. Like I was saying earlier, this yard is not accessible with a lawnmower except for just this top piece, and then I can mow like up this trail right here. But everything from this point back, the whole side yard, everything is all It's all weed eating back there. I guess we could walk back there. Cause see, I mean, this is a gorgeous landscape, but this right here really, you know, it made it to where we could not get back there. So it's like a little side yard back there. And yeah, this is all gorgeous daylilies. These are white azaleas. As you can see, they're about to be blooming. They are covered in buds. Beautiful phlox, tulips. That's candy tuft, dianthus. We installed all of these perennials into this landscape, except for the daylilies and the azaleas, but all of the small perennials we put in here. This is a really, really gorgeous landscape. I love stone landscape, and all these rocks came out of this property. This house was built from trees that were cut off of this property. So here's the front. You know, as you can see, this is a very skinny front. You could not get any more through there, but yeah, that scraggly stuff right there really needs to be cut down, but yeah, spruced it up really nice. And I'm very thankful to be done with this, because the last yard is no weeding. So this is our yard that has the most weed eating out of all of them, and then the next yard is going to be the yard that has the least, which is none. And that's always a good yard when you have no weed eating. Every now and then she'll have us weed eat around the trees and stuff, but that's not very often. That's like once a year.
They will be replacing 2 of the trees.
Yeah, we planted all of these trees, in which they only died. I hate to say I'm surprised, like, because I'm very, very thankful that it was only 2, but they're on a property that has no water access or anything like that. So we planted them, and then, you know, it was in the hot summer, so they didn't really get watered in probably as well as they should have. So considering the circumstances, I'm thankful it was only 2 that was lost. Look at that beautiful dogwood and the creek, guys. That is so gorgeous. But yeah, we're gonna ride the lawnmowers over there, because the way, I do think, like, the driveway we could take the truck and trailer on, but the way they've put like mailboxes and stuff, and the way it is where you turn out on the road, I really don't know about taking this big trailer down there. So we're just gonna take the lawnmowers down there. Is that what you were wanting to do? Yeah, okay, just making sure. Beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna drive the lawnmowers down there. We're gonna plant the trees in the ground, and then we're gonna mow. And this will be a super quick, super easy mow. Adam, he's gonna hold the truck down for us. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the lawnmowers to the other yard. What? Well, I mean, we're not gonna be gone long. What? He wants to leave the truck running. What do y'all think? Should we let him charge his phone or what? We might. I don't know, baby. I have to see. I do got to get some of my drink, though. I know that, because I'm thirsty. But yeah, you did good weed eating. Appreciate it. Okay guys, we're here. This is the yard. This is just a little skinny strip right here. It's actually pretty long, but it's skinny. And if you can see those trees right there, those are the ones that we planted. And this is the gorgeous English mountain back there behind us. This is one of the most beautiful views of all of our yards, which we have beautiful views at all of our yards, but this one is very, very gorgeous. And there's a we actually extended this yard because it did cut off kind of right there at the end, but it actually goes out farther and goes behind back there. And there's cows and everything back there in that field, and they'll, you know, usually be close enough to see them. And the owner actually does own all that pasture field back there. It's kind of weird because our property kind of is split up between, like, there's this property that's kind of in between her property, because she owns this and then that and then everything around it. But yeah, so she mows her own actual yard at her home, but this is one that she doesn't want to have to, like, drive her mower down the road to and mow. So
we're glad to take care of it.
yeah, we take care of it, and it's always welcomed a yard that you don't have to weed eat. So we're very thankful for that. So we're gonna go ahead. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna plant? Do you want to mow first and then do the trees? Okay. All right. So that's what we're gonna do. So
park the trees down there in the bottom or something.
All right. Well, all right, guys, come on. Let's go mow. Poor tree. But guys, if you haven't already, go back and watch. I can't even remember what I titled that video. I'll try to pop it on the screen here. But oh yeah, that's it. Harley's got it. But we planted, these are the exact same trees that we planted in Marion when we did that. And for the same purpose, this is another screen. And we planted these trees last year, and they've actually grown a good bit, I feel like. It's a good looking root ball. We're back in the trailer, got the lawnmowers secured, and we're we're finished up for the day. So we were kind of thinking, and this is something, guys, we've been going back and forth about even since last year, and we didn't talk about it at all last year just because we didn't really know if we should or not. But we figure maybe this year we might talk about it a little bit more, you know, just for informational purposes, educational purposes, you know, stuff like that, just in case, you know, it might be helpful for you pricing your yards, you know, whatever, just whatever. But we talked a little bit about it in the last video about some of our pricing, and we thought we might talk about, you know, a little bit about it, you know, how much we made today, you know, just so you guys can kind of get like a little bit of a realistic standpoint of, if you're a small lawn care service, what your potential could be, you know, in a day. You know, like, is it possible for you and your partner to do a lawn care service together? You know, like, if you're just curious, like, what is your daily potential? And it ranges, you know, it's not set every single day. It's usually in the range, but sometimes less, like we talked on the last video, and sometimes more, you know, just depending on what yards we're doing that day, what all jobs we're doing that day. But today we mowed 5 yards, and we did 2 separate jobs. You seen, we took some trees out and we put some trees back in, so that kind of evened itself out. So I don't feel bad about cutting the other trees down, since we ended up planting more back. So that was cool. But with just the yards today that we had, and I won't like break it down, I guess, into each individual yard, but all together, all the yards, 5 yards, we made $575. And then with the 2 jobs that we added on top of that, that made it $745. So I feel like a really good day, you know, to us, that's a really good day, you know.
6 o'clock.
When we got started, fairly early, not too early, but we had to take, you know, a break in between. You know, we had to stop and eat. We had to pick Adam up from school. We had to take him to eat. We had to go get the trees. You know, there's been a lot of travel time in between. When we cut the trees at the first job,
That took a while.
yeah, that we were there on that. We did that like a couple hours, but we took our time. We worked with the customer. We hung out. We chit chatted with him a good bit, and you know, it was a good bit of cleanup and stuff. But yeah, overall, you know, I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel too tired, even though this was, we did do our biggest weed eating yard today, where we knocked out the first 3 this morning. We took our little break in between, took our lunch, and then we did these last 2. So it wasn't bad at all. It was a very
it was a really good
productive,
day. Pretty smooth day, thankfully. And you did an amazing job doing all that weed eating today. I mean, guys,
you did too.
Drop it in the comments. Let her know how great she does. And I mean, I hope that our experience together can be inspirational for somebody else and potentially other couples out there to be able to work together. And I mean, I'm just going to say, from our experience, it's easier for 2 people working the same job to help provide for the household rather than 2 separate jobs. Because 2 separate jobs tend to bring in separate expenses, 2 vehicles, 2 insurances, different gas bills. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I know everybody has their own circumstances, but we are so thankful to be able to do this, and we hope that we can just be a blessing to y'all.
Yeah, and it works out well where we are the same family, you know, so all of that goes straight to one household. So it would be different if you were like mowing with a buddy and you had to split that, you know, and stuff like that. So you would probably want to make more. You would want to do more yards in a day if you were splitting between 2 separate households, something like that. And I want to just say this too, because we're not trying to say anything like that to be, you know, any kind of braggy or anything like that, guys, because honestly, that's one reason why we didn't even want to talk about it before, because we didn't want people to misunderstand, you know, while we were, you know, bringing stuff like that up. But we just want, you know, some of you guys, you know, that are starting new lawn care services, we see you in the comments, and like some of you guys are just here following along with us, but some of you guys actually might want to start a lawn care service, and you're curious about some of the financial aspects of it. So we just kind of want to be, you know, as educational as possible for some of you guys that might be wondering about that kind of stuff.
So, as far as the financial part goes, so we made $745 today, and fuel, you got to take out fuel expenses and stuff like that. But I just rounded up. Say you probably had $75 worth of fuel today.
And that's going to be running the truck, which is diesel fuel, and then we do buy the 100% gas too, which here in our town is more expensive than the diesel fuel. Like, it's the highest gas that you can get.
And that's what we run in all of our equipment, the mowers, the weed eaters, leaf blowers, and everything. We use 100% gas mixed with the Stihl mix oil.
Yeah. We try to use everything that's recommended and the best possible. I know sometimes that's not a possibility. In the beginning, when we first started, we had to buy just the regular, the unleaded gas, and but we did notice that our equipment did not run as well.
Smooth.
So if you can splurge and go ahead and get that better fuel, go ahead and do that, because your machine really will appreciate it, and you're going to get the most lifetime
You
out of
also
your
have
machine.
to remember, you have equipment costs. You've got wear and tear on your blades, on the mowers. You've the running the oil. The oil has to be changed every 50 hours. Line for the weed eaters. Payments on equipment. Payments on the trailers or truck or whatever you have. You have to incorporate that when you are bidding the jobs.
Yes.
Because if you worked 8 hours or you mowed all these yards out there and you were only bidding them thinking about, oh, well, it's only going to take this much gas to mow that yard, you're not going to make it, because you've got to think of, oh, I've got to pay for this much gas plus this payment and this labor and all this, all added on to that.
Yeah, kind of know what your expenses are monthly maybe, and then kind of break that down, like divide that into how many days you mow or work or whatever, and you'll kind of get an idea of what you need to make per day on top of your profit to cover all of your expenses like that.
Yep. And if it's easier for you to do, just break it down into weekly, whatever works best for you.
Yeah, just make sure you're keeping up on it, because at the end of the day, guys, you don't want to come out of your own pocket to mow these yards. And that's no disrespect to anyone. That's just the way it is.
That's why you also have to market yourself appropriately. You have to look at the atmosphere you're putting yourself into. Where are you going to look for these yards? You have to make sure the customers that you're trying to get can afford your service. Lawn care service is a luxury service. Not everybody can afford that luxury service. It's something that needs to be done, but if you don't want to do it yourself, I would consider it a luxury service.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And it is sad, because like the mowing world, that there's so much that goes to it, because you do want to be fair and give people a good deal and everything. And a lot of times in the beginning, those are going to be the yards that
get you started.
Yeah.
Get your name out there.
And you will, keep those yards, but you'll get yards, you'll lose yards,
Just don't forget the ones that got you where you are.
Yeah, and if there's a yard that's not benefiting you in your business anymore, don't feel bad to let it go.
Yeah.
Because just letting go sometimes is the hardest part, and especially on the first yard that you might have to let go, or maybe say they might let go of you. We've had some of that that happen before, where people have either moved or they found someone that was cheaper. Because sometimes people want that. They don't care about the quality.
And that's something you take a risk, because yes, there is always somebody out there that will do it cheaper.
Yes.
And that's where you take into account the customers that you're making relationships with. Are they looking at this service as, I want the cheapest service possible? If so, that's not what you want. Not if you want to grow your business, because then you could lose that contract at any given moment, just because somebody else said they'll do it for $1 cheaper.
Yeah. So if somebody comes to you and is like, hey, I found somebody that'll say they'll do it for cheaper, if you had already bid that job at a price that was going to be satisfactory to you and to meet your needs, don't go down just because. And a lot of times people will just be testing you and be saying that they found someone to do it for cheaper, and they just want to see if they could get you to come down. So, stand firm, stand your ground. If you bid it a little high and you're willing to come down a little bit, then that's on you. Sometimes you might do that. We've done that before too. But but there have been times where we did go too low, when people said stuff like that, because we were afraid to lose the yard, and we were like, oh, well, we'll just knock $20 more off. But then, say something happens on the yard, or, whatever, that's really going to end up hurting you in the long run. So unless you know for sure that that's going to be something okay, You know, don't just go down on your prices just because somebody said that they'll find someone to do it for cheaper. Maybe go ahead and let them do it for cheaper. Let them see the quality of the work of the cheaper price. You know, because a lot of time, I mean, pretty much most of the time, you get what you pay for. So if you're paying for cheap, you're probably going to get cheap, you know?
And if you do have to let go of a yard, or a yard lets go of you, that only left room for another yard or another job that could potentially grow your business better than the one you just let go.
Yeah, so sometimes, you know, when one door closes, another door opens. So yeah, guys, so don't get discouraged. You know, if you lose a yard here or there, you know, just keep going. The main thing is do not give up. Most businesses fail in the first year because, I mean, things are hard, and people are going to have obstacles, you know, that they have to encounter and overcome. So don't let the first little thing get you down. You know, what does not kill you literally only makes you stronger. So you get up, you get out there, and you go mow something right now. Okay, guys. All right. So we're going to go home and I'm probably going to eat something or something. I don't know what we're going to do, but hopefully maybe I can work on a video or something for you guys. But yeah, if you have any other questions about anything, guys, drop it in the comments. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think? Like, what are your opinions on everything that we've said? And what do you guys think about the yards today? Yeah. But yeah, so guys, just let us know any and everything that you have to say. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Guys, please subscribe to our channel if you're not. And please share this video with anybody that you think might enjoy this kind of content. So guys, you already know, we can't wait to do it again. So until next time, see ya.